Welcome back, thanks for tuning in. In today's video I'm going to show you 4 rock and roll rhythm and blues style riffs in the usual sort of 12 bar format. Following on from last video really, where I showed you a couple of ideas, we're going to do these ones in A. Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Grab your guitar, pull up a chair or stand if you wish, and I'll break it down. All the riffs in this video are going to start on the 5th fret of the E string. That's our A position. Okay, so the first one goes like this. That's the 5th fret on the E string, 2 picks. Then the 7th fret on the A string, 2 picks. 5th fret on the D string, same again, and then 7th fret on the D string, and then we repeat. So we do that 4 times. Each one of those picks is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so that's 1 bar. So you do 4 of those for 4 bars. Then we skip down to the A string, and we play the 5th fret on the A string and do the same. 2 picks, 7th fret on the D, 5th fret on the G string, 7th fret on the G string. That's 2 bars. We come back to the A, play 2 more bars. Then we move up to the 7th fret of the A string for the E chord. 7th fret, 9th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the G, 9th fret on the E. For 1 bar, another bar, that's down to the 5th fret, and then finishing off with 1 bar on the A position. And then what I did on the video there at the beginning, I played an E9. Okay, so that's just my choice. You can play an E7. I prefer an E9 because it's easier on the getting there. So that's middle finger for me. Middle finger on the 7th fret of the A string, first finger on the 6th fret of the D, and then what I then do is press down with my 3rd finger all 3 strings, G, B and E, and you there have a dominant 9th chord. And then I finished off with the A chord, a simple A7, whereby I'm open A, I'm barring down on the 2nd fret on the D, G and B strings, and then with my 3rd finger I'm playing the 3rd fret on the high E, and I get an A7. And that's how I ended all the video bits. The second one, once again, starts on the 5th fret of the E string and goes like this. So what I'm doing there, starting on the 5th fret as I said, 2 picks again, Then we're skipping over the A string and going straight to the D string on the 7th fret. Playing 2 picks on that, so we're going, it's an octave. And then we're going down to the 5th fret on the D, 2 picks, and then 7th fret on the A. Then the same as we did last time, that's 4 bars on that. Then we go to the A string and do the same as we did before. This time we're skipping from the 5th fret to the 7th fret on the G, down to the 5th fret on the G, and then the 7th fret on the D. Okay, back to the A, etc. Then we jump up here to the 7th fret on the E, skip over to the 9th fret on the G, 7th fret on the G, 9th fret on the D. Again, that's 1 bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we go down to the 5th fret on the A string, and then 5th fret on the E. Riff number 3 goes like this. So what I'm doing there, 2 picks on the E string on the 5th fret, as before. Then we're skipping over to the 7th fret of the D, 2 picks again. Then what I'm doing is I'm coming down to the 7th fret of the A string. So we get, and then 5th fret on the D, 7th fret on the D. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can go with your 3rd finger and then use your 2nd finger to play the 7th fret on the A string. So you get, you're kind of using 2 fingers. Or you can kind of roll your 3rd finger down to the 7th fret of the A string. Or, choices are yours, of course they are. So, and then we do exactly the same as we've done before. We go up to the A string, 5th fret, skip over to the 7th fret of the G, 7th fret of the D, 5th fret of the G, and then 7th fret of the G. 2 bars on that, and then we come down, back to the A. Then we go up to the 7th fret of the A string, 7th fret on the A, 9th fret on the G, 9th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G, 9th fret on the E. Down to the 5th fret on the A, and then down back to the A note on the 5th fret of the E string. With the usual. You can find it how you like, it's entirely up to you. There's an A7 there, you can play it with an A power chord. If you wanted to rock it up a bit, it's entirely up to you. Riff number 4. Now this riff is 2 bars long, the others were all 1 bar, okay? So the riff sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's 2 bars. So we start off on the 5th fret of the low E, as we have done on all the others. 2 picks on there, that's with the middle finger. Then we come out with the 1st finger on the 4th fret of the A string. 2 picks on that, little finger on the 7th fret of the A. You can use your 3rd finger, again, whatever's easiest for you. I just like to play and keep my fingers nice and straight. If I'm stretching across to there, it kind of puts my hand out of position. So then we go up to the 4th fret on the D, and then 5th fret on the D. Back to the 4th fret on the D, 7th fret on the A, 4th fret on the A, and that ends the riff. Then it starts again, and so on. So the next section, as we move up to the D position, if you like, so we're now going to play 5th fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D, 7th fret on the D, 4th fret on the G, 5th fret on the G, and then back 4th fret, 7th fret on the D, 4th fret on the D. And then we go back to the A. So that is. So that's 2 bars straight away. So we just do 1 of those and then come back to the A. And then we have the slightly different ending, turnaround. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what we're doing there is we're just going from the 7th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the D, 7th fret on the D, back to the 6th fret on the D. Then we come down to the 5th fret on the A, 4th fret on the D, 7th fret on the D, back to the 4th fret on the D. As we go back to the A position, we'll play the 5th fret on the low E string. We're going to have a slightly different ending to this. We're going to play a little chromatic run across the A string. So double picking again. So we double pick on the 5th fret of the low E. Then we come up to the A string, 4th fret, 5th fret on the A, 6th fret on the A, before we hit the E9, as we have done every other time. Etc. So I'll play that whole ending again, the turnaround. the video and you managed to get something from it. If you got this far, thank you for watching. Please give the video a like, make a comment. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It all helps. So thank you in advance. If you got this far, brilliant. Thank you very much. So I'll keep doing what I do, and I'll see you next time. Bye.